Today, I want to give you an update on the Al Jazeera documentaries. So there were 4 episodes, and after the airing of the 4 episodes, the Zimbabwe government conducted an investigation, and people have been interested to know what was the outcome of that investigation. So I've laid my hands on a statement, and this statement has revealed that Ambassador Uebert Angel, who was accused in the documentary of gold smuggling, has been cleared of all charges. So I want to read the full statement, and then I want to give a few of my opinions at the end. The statement reads, following the recent broadcasting of Al Jazeera's Gold Mafia documentary, which suggested that Ambassador Uebert Angel was complicit in the illegal trade of gold smuggling to Dubai and money laundering using state institutions, investigators have concluded that the information aired in the documentary was inaccurate and malicious. The investigation found that Ambassador Angel was falsely accused of gold smuggling and transnational organized crimes after it became apparent that no research was conducted or verified prior to the broadcast of the documentary and no evidence was ever found. It is in fact suggested that this was an organized smear campaign against an ambassador who was executing his duties at the time of what investigators dubbed a political hit job. Investigators also found enough evidence that the amateur journalist Simba Chikanza, who was the main researcher for this documentary, now seen by analysts as a dumb squid, is well known for repeatedly reporting inaccurate information and has been in and out of the UK courts in relation to this. When the final episode 4 aired, which lost momentum and was found to be a smear campaign against a sitting ambassador, democratically appointed president and Ambassador Angel was the unfortunate target. In a bid to tarnish the ambassador's name and discredit the work he has done for the benefit of the country in good faith, despite the ongoing sanctions against Zimbabwe, the researchers hurriedly did their job and missed a lot of important aspects that could have informed them that this ambassador at large, who is not on any salary from the government, was the wrong entity to target. Investigators from the government and regional operatives working as a joint team also discovered that Al Jazeera reporters attempted to contact Ambassador Angel for comments upon concluding that the information shared within the documentary was inaccurate. However, Ambassador Angel was unavailable for comment. The spokesman of the President of Zimbabwe, Mr. Joy Charamba, said Ambassador Uebert Angel remains our ambassador at large and is still executing the demands of his office as instructed by His Excellency, the President of Zimbabwe, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa. So, this is the information that I've obtained. This is a statement, and the main outcome of this statement, from my understanding, is that Ambassador Uebert Angel has not been found to have done anything illegal. There was no evidence that he did anything illegal, and he is still the ambassador at large of Zimbabwe to Europe and the Americas. So this is the outcome of the investigation, and as you are aware, the investigation was conducted and was announced by the government of Zimbabwe. And I think the biggest takeaway from this is obviously the fact that there is no evidence of all those things that were being said. There was no actual gold which was being moved. There was no money which was moved. There were no payments that were made. That was probably something that, as an investigator, if someone is looking at whether something was actually done that is wrong, they would say there was actually nothing wrong that was done. A lot could have been said and recorded. but there was actually no evidence. If you were to go in a court of law, you will not be able to say, this is what was done, that we found the ambassador at large to have done wrong. This is what the statement is saying. I also want to point out that this documentary covered 2 countries, Zimbabwe and South Africa, and a little bit of Ghana. So if you looked at that documentary, it covered quite a lot of people. There were a lot of claims made. People saying they've got all the presidents in Africa in their pocket and so forth. So there is a lot of statements made by people who were not aware that they're being recorded. And although it makes good news, it's probably not something that you can take into a court of law, not something that you can use as evidence to arrest someone or to prosecute someone or to even fire somebody. There are political implications, as rightly pointed out here, that this has political impacts. But in terms of a legal case, there is nothing. In terms of actual wrongdoing, there is nothing here. There's a lot of new information that was not in the public domain that has been publicized. But it's not enough to say, okay, let's fire this ambassador. He did something wrong. If you were to do something like that to punish people, then you have to dig deeper. You have to be someone with powers over many countries. This is an interesting documentary, but I think this statement makes it clear that the investigators did not find any wrongdoing on the part of the ambassador. Let's see what happens. We'll keep following this story. But as it stands right now, this is the latest information that I've got. Thank you very much.